There is no future for people who deny their past. My foreparents, my grandparents,
Welcome to the Final Boss Podcast, your ultimate destination for urban culture, community vibes, and live conversations with the movers and shakers of the streets. Join us as we explore the rhythm of one beat at a time. Let's get the show started. Turn up the volume, sit back and relax, and welcome to the Final Boss Podcast, hosted by Turbo the CEO, and follow us on all social media platforms.
You're listening to the TheFinalBoss podcast.
Welcome to Motivation Monday, episode number three. Tonight's episode, I'm not going to tell you yet. It's coming. But listen. While we are on hiatus for the other three shows, which are Test. Oh, okay. I thought not tonight. The other three shows, Tech Tuesdays with our SME, the good sensei, Mike Foth. On Thursday, special guest episode. That episode is dedicated to entrepreneurs, community motivators, community leaders, individuals who are involved in charity, and your celebrities, business owners, things of that nature. That's for Thursday. And then on Sunday, sitting down with the Final Boss, sitting down Sundays with moi. Those three shows will be back. We'll be back in a couple of weeks. You're on hiatus right now, while we're putting together something very, very intriguing for season 3. Putting a lot of effort into season 3. So I want you guys to be prepared for that, because it's going to be showstoppers. But in the meantime, Motivation Mondays will continue to flow. This is a brand new show, and this is only episode number 3. Those average episodes had 100 plus episodes or 100 episodes. So Motivation Mondays will continue. So please continue to send your support, engage, send us emails at info. The email is still the same. Info at TheFinalBosspodcast.com. That has not changed. So please continue to send us emails. The information that we get on each social media platform, please continue to message us, DM us, and all of those things, because we appreciate your support. And it knows that it allows us to know that we're doing some great things. And those are my admin notes for tonight. So we're going to get right into it with tonight's brass tacks. Wait a minute. Gotta stretch. Make sure you stretch, man. You gotta stretch. You have to stretch. And drink plenty of water. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Got to stay hydrated for this transformation and for this fired up train. You must be hydrated. So tonight's brass tacks comes from Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar is tonight's brass tacks. And here it is. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. Again, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. And that's what we're here to do, man. We're here to get through this transformation that we're going through. We're going to hold on. Yeah, we're getting through this transformation and we're getting on the, you know it, the fired up train. We're getting on the fired up train. That's what we're doing. So tonight, episode number 3 of Motivation Mondays. Show up and show out. Show up and show out. That's tonight's episode. Yeah, the fired up train. Transformation through confronting your enemy, your inner enemy. I talk about that a lot, man. Your number one enemy is your inner me. Your greatest opponent isn't external circumstances. It's the internal narrative that keeps you small. It's time for you to be big. It's time for you to know exactly who you are. It's time to get a little ego behind you. It's time to get a little bit of some arrogance behind you, to know that you are who you say you are. And you speak in those I statements. I am. You need those I ams, right? Because that's going to assist you in your growth. That's going to assist you in your growth. And this period needs to be challenged. It needs to be a challenge, man, because in order for you to grow, you need to have challenges. You need to have challenges. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So to my smarts, to my motivators, and to my final bosses, you know who I am. I am the host of the Final Boss Podcast. And this segment is called Motivation Monday, right? Where we don't just talk about winning, and we don't talk about things that we talk about on the other 3 shows. They don't coincide with each other. Each are different shows. Tech Tuesdays, special guest Thursdays, and sitting down Sundays with moi. Totally different shows. And they don't overlap. So just something to throw out there to you guys, man. But here on Motivation Mondays, we only talk about being motivated. And we only talk about motivated, winning, and being an architect of your own victory. That's what we talk about right here. And tonight we're going deep. Because listen, this transformation, it can't be rushed. It cannot be rushed. And what it's going to lead up to is the 6 pillars of success. These segments are going to lead up to the 6 pillars of success. Last week, we talked about understanding your why and finding your why. Now, if you go back and watch that episode from last week, which was episode number 2, you go back and watch that episode thoroughly, take some notes, because in it, I give you a way how to discover your why. I'm talking to you. You. If you are lost and you don't know your why, Go watch that episode. I presented a discovery in how to discover your why. And once you discover it and you know it, you can live through it. And all these things and all these challenges will be a lot easier. I didn't say it won't be difficult, but it will be a lot easier once you discover your why. So go watch that episode. I have I even gave you guys a 7-day challenge once you found your why, and to challenge yourself in it, to see that you actually see what your why is, right? Go check that out, man. Last week's episode of Understanding Your Why, Motivation Monday, episode number 2. So go check that out, right? And that is going to help you along this process. It may be difficult, it may be arduous, but we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. Just say it with me. We will get through it, right? Because it's go time. It's go time. It's go time. The future is now. You don't have tomorrow. The future is now. It's time for you to get up off your lazy ass. Yes, that's right. I said it. Get off your lazy ass. Stop doom scrolling, right? It's time to make some challenges. It's time to make your life a little bit difficult so you could grow. Right now, you're stagnant. Right now, you're underwater. You treading, right? You're in the middle of the ocean. You treading. You could barely, you're not going to make it because you didn't take the time out to train. And this is training right here. This is training. All right. So, got that out the way. Tonight's episode, show up and show out, man. The fired up train. Listen, I wish I could get up and go running right now. I did my cardio for the day. Have you done your cardio for today? Right? Is your heart rate up when you're doing your cardio? Are you doing the necessary things to make sure that the fruits of your labor you can, 1, enjoy, 2, leave something behind for a legacy for your children and their children and their children and their children's children? You understand what I'm saying? Legacy. Our community, we don't talk enough about legacy, man. We need to start looking and build. We need to get away from these selfish attitudes because we wonder why we are in a certain bracket in this country. Yeah, I said it. It's I'm still the final boss. We still have the most difficult conversations on this podcast. But on Motivated Mondays, it's when I get to be motivated. I've always been a motivator. And going back to my days in the military, man, I was that guy. I'm him. They call me Himothy. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. They call me Himothy because I'm him. And tonight is no different. Show up and show out. The fired up train is moving. Chugga, 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 choo, choo. Yeah, the fired up train is moving. And I need to ask you one question, right? That's going to determine everything about your next chapter. Actually, it might be more than one question. My first question is, when you are you going to get serious about your life? And I'm not just talking about just paying bills. That's not living. That's just existing. It's time for you to get serious, right? It's time for you to get serious. Get serious and get past that. We all have bills. Pay the bills, but it's time for you to grow and challenge yourself to become a better you. Right? So my first question, when are you going to get serious about your life? Right? My second question, Are you ready to become? Here it is. Damn, do I have a drum roll on here? I could have saved it. Are you ready to become the villain to your own bad guy? I say that all the time. Be the villain. Be a villain to a bad guy. That bad guy, that inner bad guy that's stopping you. Be a villain. Those two questions. Let me see what you got in the chat. Let me see what you got in the chat, man. Those two questions. And the great thing about growth and the great thing about these challenges is that it doesn't matter how old you are. It really doesn't. You could be 90 years old and say, you know what? I want to make a change in my life. What are the steps that I need to do? It doesn't matter. It does not matter how old you are. When are you going to get serious about your life? And my second question is, are you ready to become the villain to your own bad guy? Those two questions right there. Right? Because listen up. Transformation isn't a suggestion. It's a requirement for greatness. You have to transform. You can't become great at the state and who you are right now. You've been doing that, who you are, your whole life. It hasn't gotten you the greatness that you're chasing. Number two, you need to stop chasing the greatness. You have to transform into the greatness. This conversation, I'm not just scratching the surface here. We're going to be excavating into the depths of what it means to truly show up in your life and give you the kind of presence that changes everything. Changes everything. Now, when I say show up, right, I'm not talking about no physical attendance. When the teacher called you, I was a funny guy. I would be like, president, instead of saying president. I was a funny guy. I say president. That was funny. I'm talking about mental discipline to be fully present in your pursuit of excellence. Right? Your pursuit of excellence. Let's break this down. All right. Number one, of course, is the easy one. Your physical presence. Your body may be there, but your mind is elsewhere. This is where 80% of most people operate. They're present, but they're not engaged. Right? Think about that. Think about if you're physically present, but mentally not engaged. Think about that. Next is mental engagement. Your mind is present, but you're not emotionally invested. This is where most professionals operate. It's doctors, nurses, they have, just as an example, they have to be in that mode. They have to be. You hear, oh man, that doctor or nurse didn't have bedside manner. Look, we're not gonna get into that. That's for another show. But you get where I'm coming from. Number three, emotional investment. You're present, engaged, emotionally connected, and this is where the leaders are. The leaders have to be present. The leaders have to be engaged. Leaders have to be emotionally connected, right? This is where leaders are. Now, everybody is talking about spiritual alignment. Spiritual alignment is when you're present, engaged, invested, and you operate from a sense of purpose that transcends personal gain. This is where true champions operate. True champions operate. They say most people think showing up equals that's all you have to do. Champions know you have to do more, right? You have to do more. It's more than just participation. There's no participation awards, right? That's not for champions. We're talking about you and building you into a masterpiece, right? Building you into a masterpiece, because I only want masterpieces on the Fired Up train. Get your passport, get ready, because the Fired Up train isn't just moving, it's accelerating. It's accelerating. Something good is getting ready to happen. You feel the energy. You feel it. You know it. Something amazing is about to happen. You feel it in your bone. You feel it in your spirit. Listen, I'm burning up right now. Like I'm sitting here. I'm hot because I can feel it. You have to be delusional in that thought process that something good and great is getting ready to happen or has happened. Right? Now, I've had people question the Fired Up train. Well, let me break down the Fired Up train to you in layman's terms. A train usually rests, right? And then it requires maximum energy to start moving. So it goes, you know what it is. It's the Fired Up train. And once it starts moving, it requires less energy to maintain that speed. But here's the thing most people miss about the Fired Up train and being motivated. And this applies to the 6 pillars of success. Acceleration requires continuous energy. Your personal motivation and momentum works the same way. The same way. You see how I brought that back? 360. That's what I do. Every decision you make either adds to your forward momentum or creates friction and causes resistance. Momentum isn't just about action. It's about being aligned. Random activities without thinking creates chaos, not momentum. You have to know the difference, right? You have to know the difference. This is why it's important to understand what your why is. This is what you need to understand. Why it's important to understand what your why is. It helps you with your decision making, because once you find your why, you're going to be living for your why. Your decisions will be made around your why. Trust me when I tell you that. Trust me. Your why is the thing that keeps you going forward while life, circumstances, and situations be pulling you back, right? Life, situations, and circumstances be pulling you back, but your why will keep you forward, right? Your why will keep you forward. You just got to keep going. Got to keep going. And using the 6 pillars of success will get you through that. Sacrifice, motivation, persistence, perseverance, consistency, and resilience. Those are the 6 pillars of success, right? And real momentum comes from consistency. All the wealthy people around the world said they continued. They never quit. They were consistent. They never quit. Consistency is an energy that other energy around you answers to for whatever reason. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. But the energy around you answers to consistency. Here's some examples. Those who make it to the NBA, they started early on through consistency. NFL, same thing. NHL, same thing. Models, don't want to leave the ladies out, but it's the same thing. Consistency. Business owners, failure after failure after failure, they continue. They know in their mind that they're going to hit gold eventually. And they just continue with their consistency. Consistency puts you in the right direction. And it's not always about massive actions. It's about precise action, right? A repeated dedication, precision. That's what makes you a motivator, a final boss, or smart. And those who fit that and understand, know what their why is, and are ready to get up on a fired up train, understand that the fired up train represents the compound effect of high level thinkers, decision makers. That's what we're here. That's what I'm building. And we're on this journey together. We are on this journey together. But here's the thing, man. You want to know what separates champions from those also did it? I'm going to say that. Champions don't just ride the train, they stoke the fire. They understand that they are both the passenger and the engineer of their own transformation. You have to understand that you are the architect of your changing. And you have to enjoy it. Through the bitter, through the sweet, you have to enjoy that ride. Don't enjoy it when you get to the destination. Enjoy it through your travels. While you're traveling along through the transformation, it gives it greater purpose. It gives you greater answers, gives you greater understanding, right? Because your number one enemy, and I can't stress this enough, your number one enemy isn't your competition. It's not your circumstances. It's not your past. It's not Karen. It's not John. It's not David. It's not April. It's not Tasha. It's not Erica. It's not Donald. It's not Jonathan. It's your inner me. Your inner me is your biggest adversary. And it's more sophisticated than you realize. It's more sophisticated than you realize. It knows your limitations, right? It knows that you're comfortable in mediocrity. It convinces you that easy is the way to go. It convinces you that being comfortable is the goal. Comfort is the enemy of growth. If you didn't know that, you sitting around, you just comfortable. I'm going to go ahead and say you are basically unaliving yourself, being comfortable. Can't say the word I wanted to say because these platforms don't like that word, but being comfortable is the enemy of growth. It makes you believe that struggle is a sign you're going in the wrong direction. When you feel those pains, those aches, it makes you feel like you're going in the wrong direction. You have to push through. You have to push through. A disabled veteran, as a disabled veteran, I'm in pain every day, all day. If I don't listen, you have no understanding about that. I push through. I push through. Some days are better than others, but I am making a habit on this journey with you to push through. It doesn't also, another thing. It doesn't require perfection. You do not have to be a perfection. I'm going to say that again. It does not require you to be a perfectionist. Actually, mental perfectionist a lot of times causes paralysis of the mind, because you believe that you can't do something because and do it perfectly, then you won't do it at all. No, that's not the way you want to think about that. That's your enemy. That's your enemy. Perfect conditions never exist. Never exist. You are mentally creating paralysis in your mind and are stopping your growth because you believe that if you can't do it in a perfect manner, you won't do it at all. All it requires is you to take action, have the desire for excellence. That's all it requires. That's all it requires. You hear some people who may be a little bit further than you in life, and you hear the whispers talking about, saying things about you, saying that for your age you are you're not where you're supposed to be. You can change that, and you can get ahead of them. You have to understand that there's going to be painful, there's going to be challenges, but if you want to do it, you can do it, and it won't take a long time. It won't take a long time. You have to have patience. You have to have patience with this process. Being impatient can jeopardize your movement, cause you to be complacent in your pace. And then you'll end up in those categories where you start and you stop. You start and you stop. You start and then you stop. And then you get to a point where you're never satisfied because of the timing. You just can't get it done. Those stopping periods, you have to push through those. Use the 6 pillars of success to push through. Use consistency, perseverance, persistence, resilience. You have to use those to push through. You have to use those to push through. You need to develop, and it doesn't require a lot. It doesn't require a lot. Mental mastery. Mental mastery, right? Mental mastery is the ability to govern your thoughts with the same precision as a conductor governs an orchestra, right? You need mental mastery. This means developing the ability to observe your thought process without being consumed by them. Think about that. Not being consumed by your thoughts. It's the difference between having thoughts and being had by thoughts. You need to build up some type of mental flexibility. You have to be flexible. You have to be flexible in this. Champions just don't think differently. Motivators don't think different, just think differently. Same thing goes for the final bosses and the smarts. They think in different ways. They can switch from being analytical to creative or strategic to tactical. Right? These are some of the skill sets that you can develop. You can develop these skill sets. It just takes patience and timing. Right? But before you do that, you need to know your why. You need to know your why. Along with that, understanding how to maintain your level of focus. We have too many distractions around us. You have to silence those distractions. You have to silence those distractions. This is important. You have to be direct in that. You have to be able to sustain that, to manage your focus. Your focus is your most important resource. It's the most valuable resource. Your focus. Master your mental. Master your mental. You know, most people, unbeknownst to them, inherit their beliefs from their environment. How you grew up, where you grew up, where you live. You take on those beliefs where you are. A lot of times, not all the time. But motivators and mental masters have the ability to become architects of the beliefs they choose to serve their objectives, their goals, right? That's how the 1% operate. You know, every morning before you check your phone, spend 10 minutes in what I call mental mastery. We're not talking about emptying your mind. We're talking about examining your thoughts. Sort of how when you first turn a computer on and it runs through its operating system, right? I see you, cuz. I appreciate you. Love you, girl. It's like turning on a computer and it's going through its operating system. While you're sitting there in the quiet, ask yourself, what beliefs am I running today? And I'm not talking about just religious beliefs. I'm talking about the belief of self. We're empowering you to be better and greater. Ask yourself, what assumptions am I making today? And lastly, ask yourself, what thoughts am I thinking what thoughts am I thinking about? Think about it. Sit there and just think about the thoughts that you're thinking. And if you come across that inner me, that enemy, that's the time you clear it out. You clear it out first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning. You know, one of the words that I find very fascinating, and it trends from time to time, is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence isn't just about suppressing emotions. It's about the ability to translate emotions into actionable intelligence. That's what emotional intelligence is. Understanding your emotional patterns, triggers, responses. It's not just about knowing what triggered you and what pissed you off or what made you angry. It's the why. It's the why. And then you have to understand, what does the anger serve? What does the anger serve? Because it's energy. And because of that, you say to yourself, how can I leverage this energy that I have, that this anger? You ask yourself that. And you leverage it because it's energy. Everything does not require a crash out response. The people that you people who are, yes, I say you people who are crashing out, you lack emotional intelligence. You lack critical thinking. It's time to bring it on back and join the fired up train so you can use that energy and leverage it. You have to have self-regulation, self-control, the ability to manage your emotional responses. I'm not talking about suppressing your energy. I'm talking about emotional optimization, optimizing it, using it to your benefit. They used to say, don't piss Jordan off. Don't piss Jordan off while he's playing basketball. Don't piss him off. Because a regular night, he may give you 30 points. You piss him off, he might double that. They used to say, don't piss Jordan off. And they used to say the same thing about Kobe. Don't piss Kobe off. They redirect that anger and made it usable and leveraged it. Right? And look what it did for them. That's a champion mentality. That's the same mentality my motivators, my final bosses, and my smarts have as well. You can use emotional intelligence to your benefit to build, maintain, and leverage relationships for mutual benefit. Because every emotion that you have, there's some information in there. There's some information in that emotion. Anger usually tells you boundaries have been crossed. If you fear something, fear tells you something valuable is at stake. Frustration tells you there's a gap between your current mental state and your desired mental state. Start analyzing your emotions. Take time out. Listen, go get, if you have it, so you can take notes, the Final Boss Podcast notebook. Make it traditional. You don't have to have everything in your cell phone. Write something down. Start viewing and writing down your emotions, your responses, the causes. Understand this inner me is giving you it's a sophisticated feedback system. I know y'all like that. When you feel resistance to something, when you feel resistance, I want you to recognize that resistance and what it's for. Why is resistance being applied? Seeing that if something you're having resistance because it's you you're being protected from something. Is there danger in that path? Or is it stunting your growth? And the same goes for excitement. When you're excited, when you're motivated, write that down too. That's energy that you can learn how to harvest. Every morning when I wake up at 05:30, I take that excitement as soon as I wake up, and I'm able to harness that to get my day started. Sometimes I play motivation videos or audio clips to help motivate me. Sometimes I play a certain type of music that helps with me being motivated. Other times, I can just be talking to myself to get motivated. One of the things that I say all the time is go time, go time. I'll wake up at 5:30 in the morning, man. It's go time. It's go time. Go time, go time, go time. Let's go. I'm talking to myself, getting motivated, pushing through, right? Pushing through the aches and the pains and aligning yourself with what the day has to offer you in a positive manner. When you meet it with positive energy, it responds in kind with positive energy. Right? A skill that emotionally intelligent people have is they don't eliminate their emotions. They become fluent in understanding their emotions, the causes, the effects, the triggers, right? You have to understand that. Your body is like a computer. I've said this on the sensei and I have said that on our Tech Tuesday in one of those episodes. Your body is like a computer. It has hardware. It runs software. Your software is like your dreams. And It has like a computer, it has physical optimization. It does. Right? It truly, truly does. Now, there's so much, and I'm so excited about just talking through my motivation, extending that motivation to my final bosses, my smarts, to my motivators. We're all getting aligned for the fired up train. We're all getting aligned for the fired up train. There's something moving within you right now. I know it. It's a burning desire that you have that makes you question, and it makes you not want to accept this current reality that you're given. You know you can do more. You know there is more. You know this. But to do that, you have to defeat the inner me. To become the villain to your bad guy. The villain to your bad guy simply means to become ruthlessly intolerant of your own excuses. It means developing the capacity to be your own toughest critic. And at the same time, be a demanding coach that's on the sidelines pushing you forward. You could be all of those things. All of those things. This is not to beat you up. This is self accountability. And I just had an episode on accountability last week. So if you want to go, I tell you, it all ties in, man. I'm telling you, man, all this stuff ties in. Last Sunday episode was sitting down with the final boss. My episode was on accountability. They go hand in hand. It's about loving your future self enough to be uncomfortable with your current self. Love your future self enough to be uncomfortable with your current self. I hope this episode resonated with you. I hope it did. Because we're showing up and we're going to show out. We're going to show up and we're going to show out. And it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. The fired up train is moving. Chicka, 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 choo, choo. The fired up train is moving, baby. And every second you hesitate is a second you're not accelerating toward your highest potential. The question isn't about whether you're ready. Readiness isn't a luxury you can't afford. The real question is whether you're willing to start before you're ready. willingness to start before you're ready. Remember, you don't just overcome obstacles and challenges. You will become the type of person whose obstacles no longer exist. They become lessons. That's the mentality of motivators, smarts, and final bosses. And I hope you guys are all fired up, man. I'm soaking wet right now. Pause. I'm soaking wet, like for real. I am fired up. And if you are feeling this transformation, man, be sure to join us next Monday for Motivation Monday. And get this, Motivation Monday is 2 parts. 2 parts. In the morning, while I'm doing my cardio, I'm giving you a piece of Motivation Monday segment doing the cardio. Then I come back, boom, at 9 p.m. live, and we discuss those topics. That's how it works. First thing in the morning, we're getting motivated. We're getting ready to get up on that fired up train. Choo, choo. We're getting ready. We're getting ready, baby. That's what we're doing. We're getting ready. And then at 9 p.m. live, we're getting ready to board it. Passports out, pen and papers out, taking notes, and getting ready to board the fired up train. I'm the final boss. This has been a segment of the Final Boss Podcast, Motivation Mondays. Until next time, remember, your greatest victory isn't over your circumstances. It's over the person you used to be. Stay fired up, motivators. Final bosses, smarts. Stay focused. Keep showing up and showing out. The train is moving. Are you on board? And before I go, I have to give everyone this ending that I love to give. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. So wherever you are around the world, tuning in right now, thank you so much. I love you. Be balanced, be equal, be smart. Y'all have a great night. That's our show. Good night.